1, 2, 3, 4. It's time to lose our minds to read some stories of turds and brides. Welcome to the Reaction Sleepover. This is where we get cozy and react to stuff. Today we are reading more stories of people who just need a hug, honestly. People that really, they got some issues. The kind of people that you want to both hug and punch in the face at the same time. If such a thing can exist. I know it exists for me. I consider myself an empath. And boy, do some people test me. Grab your cozies and snackies, and let's head on into it. Am I the a-hole for leaving my sister's wedding early because she kept my husband out of pictures? Interesting choices. It's like, unless he's a horrible human being, then I don't see how that's okay. It's just me. My 31 male sister Anne, 34 female, got married on Saturday. My husband of 7 years, Mark, 32 male, was there with me, and up until one point it was an amazing evening. After the ceremony, Anne wanted a picture with all of our siblings, there's 5 of us, and their respective partners, so we started lining up. When Anne saw that my husband was standing next to me, she shook her head and said something about him ruining the aesthetic. What you mean, sis? Care to elaborate? Apparently, her plan was to put one man and one woman next to each other alternately. I mean, that doesn't make sense, dear sister. Because if you want the couples to stand next to each other, this is also a couple. You have some deeper issues you wish to share about me and my partner? Like, if it wasn't a couple thing, like if it clearly wasn't a, sibling standing with our partners, sure, like, I don't see that as an unreasonable request, but if it's clearly, like, people and their partners, he has a partner, let them stand with him. My youngest sister, 18 female, who doesn't have a partner, was standing on the very side, offered to stand between the two of us so we could be close, and Anne's wish would still be respected. I thought that was a great solution, but Anne disagreed and told Mark to get out of the picture. Okay. She just straight up doesn't want him in there. Oh, that's so rude, dude. Don't be rude, dude. So she wants the rest of the couples, who happen to be hetero, but she doesn't want the one gay couple.
Right, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you.
Oh, sis, that's not a good look. He's quite introverted and tries to avoid confrontation under all circumstances, so he simply complied and told me not to get angry. But it was obvious that he was hurt and disappointed by being left out. Was he the only person not in the photo? That is so embarrassing, dude. Poor guy. Obviously, it didn't stop me from getting angry, and I walked away with him. Good job. Stand up for your husband. I can understand that Anne wants her wedding pictures to look exactly how she imagined them, but I think that the idea my younger sister proposed was very reasonable. Dude, the fact that there was such an easy solution and she decided to just kick him out entirely? I don't know about you. I don't think it's just about the pictures. Deep breaths. Dude, the fact that there was a reasonable solution to this, if it was really about the alternating, you would not want him just entirely kicked out. I congratulated Anne and her husband one last time, but then I said my goodbyes. When I was asked why we were leaving early, especially before taking the pictures, I don't want to be in the pictures anymore, leave me alone. I said that I didn't feel like our presence was wanted. I wonder why. To just kick out someone, a family member, this is a family member. Sure, it's in-law, but it's still your family now. And he seems totally nice. The poor guy, avoids confrontation. He's introverted, he's just minding his business. And you have the gall to use a reason that was easily fixable as an excuse for the fact that you are being homophobic. Love that. To straight up kick someone out of photos for any reason besides them causing a ruckus or being rude or whatever, because there is circumstances where taking someone out of photos could be warranted. This is not one of them. This is just straight mean and cruel to just completely single him out like this. We left before dinner was served, and I took Mark out to his favorite restaurant to cheer him up a little. He deserves it! Anne has texted me since saying I was being over dramatic. You purposefully excluded my partner from photos. You singled him out when there was a solution right there. Something tells me you just don't like him and you're just looking for an excuse. And making a fuss over nothing. Our parents have tried to remain neutral, but expect from my youngest sister, the rest of the family supports Anne, and thinking that leaving early was going too far, and that I should have sucked it up instead of ruining her big day. I despise when someone uses their big day to excuse horrible behavior. It is not an excuse. It's not even a good excuse. Yes, a wedding day is so important, dude, but you can't just use that as an excuse to mistreat people. That's so not okay. It's like, if you were going to do that, you might as well just have not invited him, which would have been kind of like, okay, I get the message, but at least you wouldn't be in this situation then, because then him and his partner could have just chosen to not go. Problem solved. And I can't get over it. There was a solution right there. But of course she did not want to take it because it's clear from what we're reading in the story, that's not what the real issue is. Leave this poor man alone. He's just minding his business. Am I the a-hole for defending my girlfriend against having to get microblading done against her will? I gotta go write my will because I'm about to die. It's like, without context, how? When someone doesn't want to do something, if someone's uncomfortable with doing something for your wedding, to have the audacity to want to force them into it. Why? Tell me why. Why ruin relationships for one day? My sister Megan is getting married this summer. She had asked my girlfriend Rosie to be a bridesmaid in the wedding. This was 4 months ago. Last week, Megan told all the women at her wedding party that they had to get something called microblading done. I know what microblading is, but imagine if Rosie didn't know what microblading was, and it just like sounded like this archaic, like, what is this? Some ritual I have to do to be a bridesmaid? Do I have to drink the holy grail of bridesmaid blood of the bridesmaids that I'm descended from? You cannot be a true bridesmaid unless you do this. For anyone who is like me and had no idea what that is, microblading is getting eyebrows tattooed on your face. I didn't understand because Rosie and all the other bridesmaids have eyebrows. None of them have lost them because of cancer or something like that. I mean, you don't have to have gone through cancer to get microblading. Anyone can get microblading done. It's, you know, if it's a preference thing, like if you want, and it's also like any kind of like tattooing, like makeup or stuff like that is honestly, it seems helpful because then you don't have to do it all the time. It's just done. It's ready. So that's definitely like a preference thing. Again, it's fine if you want to, but if you want to force someone to do something for your special day, reevaluate, please, of what you're asking them, because it's not even the thing itself sometimes. Like, sometimes people are like, oh, I want you to dye your hair. I want you to get microblading done. I want you to dye, blah, 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 blah. But if you start demanding it, I hate to tell you, if you demand something, it makes people way less likely to want to do it. Hate to break it to you. So, helpful tip. Don't force people into doing things that they are not comfortable with doing for the sake of your big day. Need I really say more? Why would a person want to force someone else into doing something they're not comfortable with? Like, you ever heard of compromise? This lovely word where we can find something that works for everybody. Excuse my inner gremlin coming out. But why does this have to be so hard to accomplish with some people? Like, we could do a much better solution that makes everyone happy. Why would you not want to do that? Anyway, close off the rant for now, Amanda. Let's continue the story. Just be a good human. Okay. Megan told me the microblading is done right on top of your own eyebrows. She made appointments for herself and the wedding party in July, so the tattoo will be healed for the wedding, which is in December. That's the thing too. This is technically a tattoo. Would you force someone to get any other tattoo? No, then don't do it here. I think this is a ridiculous thing to demand people, and so does Rosie. Thank goodness she has her head on straight. Megan never said anything about this when she announced she was getting married this summer and asked Rosie to be a bridesmaid. That's even worse. She just sprung it up on she made the appointments. She just made the appointments. What, she have to tell everyone we're going to a movie today, and then they walk into the office and she's like, I lied, we're getting microblading. Like, back up, M. Night Shyamalan, I did not agree to this. Rosie never would have agreed to it. Megan isn't just offering it as an option. She says it is a must for anyone in her party. And funny that she didn't mention this until everyone already agreed. Interesting. It's almost like she knew that people probably wouldn't be up for it. She says it is a must for anyone in her wedding party. There's nothing wrong with Rosie's eyebrows. She even tried to compromise with Megan and said she would have them dyed for the wedding if it was that important. Rosie has naturally light blonde hair and very light blonde eyebrows, so dark eyebrows will look ridiculous on her, but she was willing to dye hers and have them dark for a few weeks just to make Megan happy because she is a sweet, sweet angel. This wasn't enough for Megan, so Rosie dropped out of being a bridesmaid. Good for you, Rosie. You don't have to put up with that. Now, Megan is furious at her, and when I told Megan to back off because trying to force someone to get eyebrows tattooed is ridiculous, Megan turned on me. Lovely. She said that's none of my concern. It's my girlfriend. It's all my concern. I can't get over the disregard of people's like comfort. How can you be so emboldened that you really think that you can just enforce something on the people you supposedly care about to do something you know they don't want to do? I just can't get over that. I can't imagine forcing my loved ones to do something for me when they're clearly not comfortable with that. And I should not have interfered into something between her Rosie. I'm sure he meant her and Rosie, but like, her Rosie, she's mine. She must think that way if she feels like she can force people to get their eyebrows tattooed. And that Rosie is being unreasonable because the microblading fades within a few years. It'll just take a couple of years. You just have to live with this for years. Do you not hear the words coming out of your mouth? This is not a flippant thing to just commit to. Like, sure, it'll fade, I guess, because that is how microblading works. Like, you have to get it redone. That doesn't sound crazy to you? That, like, if a person is not into it, but they have to deal with it for years before they can get rid of it? Audacity is a hell of a drug. I can't believe Megan thinks it's reasonable to ask this. Same, bro. Megan and the bridesmaids all have eyebrows and they are fine. Again, if someone wants to get that, it's not necessarily about having eyebrows or not, but that's the point. It's if they want it. There's nothing wrong with Rosie's or anyone else's. I was defending Rosie because I don't think Megan is being reasonable. Am I the a-hole for defending Rosie? No. Good job, in fact. Like, bro, just if someone doesn't want to do something, if they're not comfortable, find something else to do for the love of beans. I don't know why I said beans. I'm just this flabbergasted that a person can be so detached from their own relationships that they just don't care. How can you not care, dude? Good job for standing up for your girlfriend. Good heavens. Am I the a-hole for not letting my sister use the family property for her upcoming wedding? I am 25. My sister is 29. I also have a younger sister, 8. When I was 14, my mom sent me to live with her parents. Her excuse was that they needed to help me out. Sorry. Her excuse is that they needed me to help out. Literacy is a great thing. I believe she just didn't want to deal with a growing male teen. That's unfortunate. My grandparents owned an amazing property in the mountains that has an amazing view. Also, do you say mountains like mountains or mountains? Mountains. There's no T. There never was. It's a... What do you mean there's a T? It doesn't exist. We also have some horses and other critters. They're also quite wealthy as well. They both passed 4 years ago, a month apart. They gave me the property because I would appreciate and respect it more. Well... Older people just don't care, do they? The audacity that older people, some people don't have good audacity. But when it's good audacity, it's so funny. They just speak their mind. And again, that can be a good or bad thing. But when it's good, comedy gold. While my mom and sisters got money and other assets, overall valued more than the property. So they got other stuff anyway. Just the way that the way that they're framing the story just already feels like, I smell entitlement coming. In the past 4 years, I turned part of the property into a venue for mainly weddings. GP's grandparents knew of this idea and thought it was a good one. We are busy and usually booked about 8 months out. My sister got engaged 1.5 years ago and said she wanted to get married to the property. I assume that's what they meant. I said yes, just let me know the date as soon as possible so I can make sure it is booked. Why is that in quotes? Just booked. I'll book it, and you have to go through a series of clues to find out when it is. I'll leave little notes around the house. Have fun! I never got a date. Wonderful. I followed up several times and kept asking her, and she would brush me off. 2 weeks ago, I got the wedding invitation. The one that you plan to have here, but haven't even talked to me. Stating the property is the location and date. Sis, love you. This is still a business. This is my business. You must share your business with my business so we can do business together. And like they stated, they tried to follow up with her. Nothing. It's not a good look. This is pain ASMR. Which is in September of this year. I immediately called her to say that we have booked for that date and can't accommodate her. Oh, I wonder why booking is important so this thing doesn't happen. Imagine if September comes. Just against all odds, she shows up anyway. Someone's wedding is going down and she struts in and just goes, "This is my wedding venue. What are you doing here?" And they're like, "We're getting married. Be gone." Well, now her, my mom, other family, her partner's family, as well as other flying monkeys have been blowing up on me. They're also calling and writing reviews for my business. They're review bombing? Wow. You suck. They suck, dude. Anyone who, like, review bombs without giving a fair review is the worst kind of person, and you should be ashamed. Whatever kind of business model it is. You only give reviews when it's fair and you've actually experienced whatever the business is. You do stupid behavior like this, stupid petty behavior like this, when you can't get what you want, when you didn't even go through the proper channels to plan the wedding day. You know, I love my peace-loving plants. This makes me crave violence. The side eye. Because fairly recently, like one of my small business friends, they were just talking about like getting review bombed. Like, what a massive waste of time, first of all. Just a stupid, petty thing to do to other people, especially small businesses. I will go to war for you. Oh, the rage I feel. I asked them to stop and call my sister, telling her that all you had to do, you literal child, was tell me when she knew her date so I could block it out and I would take care of everything else. That is all you had to do. Why are you doing all of this? She went off on how I am ruining her day. I'm fine. Deep breaths. That's not how this works. And then you went and disrespected my business, so go away! It is our family's property. How she already sent out the invitations and couldn't go back now. Huh, funny. Almost like you should have verified it first. I should just tell the other couple to cancel. No. Oh, you're saying they're telling you that. I was about, buddy, I was about to be like, if you concede. No. Thankfully, that's not what's happening. I should just tell the other couple to cancel. They have been on the books for over a year now, and I actually like them, by the way. I like them more than you right now. Family is more important. After the last big blow up, I started communicating strictly through the business, using our recorded lines as well as email. I suggested 3 other dates around the same time, but that's not good enough. What do you mean? Why didn't you just communicate with me in the first place? This is so weird. How can a person be this? I don't even have a word for it. It's so odd. I'm being resentful and an a-hole. I struggle to even have words. It's like almost amazing how much audacity this woman has, and the rest of their family. Oh my goodness. ETA, thank you all for the overwhelming response. Lots of hugs, my friend, because this is so stupid. I just can't even imagine. Wow. I've been taking notes about what people are saying, and I will go through the process as I have time. I plan on getting in contact with the couple and see if I can take them to dinner or something to explain the situation. I'm thinking of giving them a discount, getting a guest list, and being tight on security on our part. I'm not sure which couple they're talking about. I hope it's the other one that's being very nice and very accommodating. ETA 3, I'm so blown away by the responses. This coming week is going to be busy. I probably won't update until most everything is settled, but I'm going to reach out to the other couple. Have a sit down with my sister as well as my mom. I have a meeting with a lawyer later this week. Ooh. Yeah, I assume up here they're like thinking of giving a discount guest list, tight on security. Are they genuinely worried that their sister is going to like bombard the wedding? Yikes, based on what we've read, and unfortunately wouldn't surprise me. And finally, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to name my business for reasons. No. Thanks for the offers of writing good reviews, but I can't accept it. Because it's the same, like, it's well-intentioned, but it's not a good idea to write a review when you've not experienced it at all for any kind of business. Because it needs to come from a place of like you've actually experienced the business and hence you write the review. Yeah, well-intentioned, but like not really a good idea. I like to earn everything I have or am given. You seem like the sweetest person. I have made a lot of contacts in this business and now I'm having to call on them to help me out. Just do me a favor, be kind to everyone, show love, compassion, and respect. What a lovely way to end the video because it's exactly how I feel. Please be a good human. It is mind-boggling how people have such audacity to act like the worst human being ever. I love the way they finish that out, and that just really shows their character. Like, even after all of that, they still just like want to be kind, want to be, you know, courteous through the whole process, all of that. What a wonderful example. I want to give you a hug, please. As this lovely OP stated, let us all try our best to be good humans. Remember, feelings are valid, taking it out on people is not. I hope you enjoyed watching my blood pressure skyrocket. I hope you're doing well, but if not, I hope this video has brightened your day at least a little bit. I'm grateful that you come and watch these videos and hang out with me and support me, that I can make more, and all of that. And I think that'll be about it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!